With this activity, students can design their own planet. They're going to first complete 4 different steps in order to complete this learning objective to demonstrate and show their knowledge. First, students are going to blast off with wonder, where they're going to go in and look at these 4 different images. Feel free to change these images if you have found better success with some images. But what I love about this is they're kind of zoomed in, and students have to guess kind of what planet it might be and what makes the planet unique. So again, they're kind of looking at the planet. They're looking at, Earth here has water, right? That makes it kind of unique. And so we're starting off with wonder. We're starting off with a bunch of critical thinking to spark their interest. Then students are going to go into the planet lab, where they're ready to build their own world. So they kind of are starting with discovery, where they can go in here to a School AI space, and students are able to chat to create their planet. And so I can come in here and I'm able to first brainstorm with Dot what I kind of think about planets. And what I love about this activity is we're able to teach our students kind of how to research. So I can come in here and tell me 3 facts that you already know about planets. So some of them have rings, moons, also maybe water, right? And so I can go ahead and enter in those 3 things that I need. I can also use this to help scaffold. So if students need more examples, they can see more examples. Now they're thinking about their own planet. Okay, so I might come in here and say, I want to have unicorns in my planet. And what I really love about this activity, once Dot kind of starts to think, is I can have a mind map to support my thoughts and my ideas about unicorns on my planet. And then students can come up here and also change like the color. Okay, and so right here, it gives me some other options that I could have, like a chocolate rain, I could have fun blessed plants. But what I'm gonna do now is I wanna talk about maybe the atmosphere and unicorns. And students can start to learn, if they have maybe the atmosphere or the gravity on their planet is different from Earth, and they start to compare and contrast their planet that they're creating with Earth, they're able to come in and think about the length of the day. What happens if I have gravity? I want higher gravity than Earth on my planet. And so what I can prompt Dot to do is I can tell it to create an image. So if students need this scaffold, you can have them prompt Dot and you can have, okay, create an image of my unicorns on my planet. And what I love about this activity is students can see their unicorns on their planet. So I need to, provide, maybe it's pink and it's raining and you can see the ring. And so they're kind of explaining a little bit more about their planet to the teacher or to Dot. And I'm able to come in here. It's working on my planet. It's creating it. So it's powering up right now. But then students can kind of compare, right? Oh, I didn't really want my unicorns to look like this. Oh, I didn't want them to have, rings. Oh, I didn't want the legs to look like that. And so right here is my unicorn pink planet. I need to get out of this. Oh, I don't see my unicorns. Yep, want to add unicorns. But I'm like, oh, I can see here, I can see another planet from here. I can see the pink. I can see that it's raining. And so as students are researching, as they're exploring, we can have Dot creating these images. And then they can say like, oh yeah, I do want my planet to look like that. Or no, I didn't know that when I added more gravity, the legs of my unicorns are really fat, right? Where, oh, I want them to fly. So maybe I need to let go of some of that gravity, so they can fly. And so it's kind of taking those different considerations as students are chatting over here with Dot to support their learning as they're learning about those unicorns. And as they're coming in, they're going to name their plant. They're going to think about how far from the sun. And again, they're going to kind of use Earth to compare their comparison, right? If I'm farther from the sun, does it make it colder or does it make it warmer? So they're able to kind of use critical thinking to help them as they're drawing their plant, as they're thinking of who lives there, how many rings it might have, interesting facts, and then they're able to decide the temperature. After students complete this building their own world, there is Connect of the Cosmos, where students are going to now think about real versus imagined. And there's this sort. So students are going to have some descriptions, and there's some more down here. If you want more, maybe you have different task cards, and they have to decide, is this real or imagined? So based on the descriptions, based on what they've learned with Dot, based on what they've learned in your mini lesson about space, they then have to decide, is this real or is it actually an imagined place? And then they're ready to kind of be the tour guide, where they get to show off their planet and they get to kind of guide people through their planet and explain why somebody should visit it. I also want them to use these sentence stems. On my planet, you're going to find, right? We designed it this way because. And so you can either have students work individually or in groups through their planet. I might have them individually complete this, but then come together with a group and talk about what they each created, what was similar, what was different in their planet designs. And then we can give out rewards. Who's most likely to host aliens? Who's going to have the best moons? Who has the coolest atmosphere? You can come up with a ton of fun rewards to encourage your students with their findings of what they've created as well. So again, this can be a fun way to support students' learning as they're learning about building a planet and learning about space.